All right, Shabbos, say good morning. Let us begin. So we are picking up, we're actually skipping a couple of pages in Parikutes. We are picking up on the, if you're following in the red edition, page Kuf Tzadikei. I put it out on the WhatsApp also, so you could have the copies of the pages. So we're still continuing in the section of Chassidus. So the Ramchal writes, he says, "Unedaber ata me'inyan ha'ava va'anafahim shlosha." So now he says, remember again, Chassidus manifested itself in a variety of different ways. We spoke about Yira, which we translated again as awe or reverence. Now the Ramchal says, let's focus a little bit on Ava. Ultimately, again, how to become a Chassid, how to exercise the mitzvah of Chassidus, ultimately, again, through Ava. He says, "Va'anafahim shlosha." There are three branches to Ava: Hasimcha, Hadvekos, V'Hakino. So we're going to define each of these things. So just in general, what does it mean to have Avas Hashem? What does it mean to have the mitzvah of Ava? She'adam choshek u'mis'ave mamish al kirvas yisbarach. So we'll say the first essence, the first general idea of Ava is that a person ultimately, again, should desire and should want a closeness to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That to desire a closeness to the Ribbon Shalom, to desire a connection. V'rodev achar kiddushaso, to run after Kiddusha. Kasher yirdov aish achar davar hanechma mimenu chamda aza. But we'll say just like in life, if there's something, meaning how can you tell if you love something? If you love something, generally you run after it, right? So too, again, a person who has Avas Hashem, a person ultimately, again, who has a love for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so that's something that manifests itself in his willingness to run after that relationship, to run after the Ribbon Shalom. Ad shiyu lo haskaras shmo yisbarach, v'daber b'tilosav, v'isik b'divrei torasav v'alukusa yisbarach, sha'ashua v'omeg mamish. Now, I both say, now the truth is, remember, when you love something, you run after it, and your involvement in that thing is delightful. So a person who has an ava, a love for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so that manifests itself again in a desire to run after God, to try to seek out God, and to find an incredible sense of enjoyment in Torah, in mitzvos, in the service of God. Kimisha oheves eshes ne'urav, O b'no yichido ava chazaka, asher afilu hadibor bam yelo lenachas v'tanok. It's the same way again that when a person has a wife that he loves very much, literally eshes ne'urav, the wife of his youth, or if a person has an only child, where the love that exists between those two individuals, either a husband and a wife of his youth, or a child, is so intense and so strong that afilu hadibar bam, even when he speaks about them, yen lenachas v'tanok, becomes a sense of inner tranquility and enjoyment. Ukinyan akasav kimidei dabribo zachar es karenu od. V'hinei vadai shemisha ohev es bor'o ava amit. This page Kuf Tzadik Vav. Someone who loves his Creator, a true and intense love. Yilo yaniach avodaso l'shum tam sheva olam im lo yihye anus mamish. Furthermore, if you truly love HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you will not forsake his service, right? You will not forsake his avodah, unless, of course, there is some type of extenuating circumstance. Mostly, it's a very important idea, right? So sometimes in life, you could tell a lot about how you feel about something by what you use it as an excuse not to do it. So for example, if there's something I don't really want to do, so at the end of the day, I'll take any little excuse to get out of it. But if there's something I truly love, then at the end of the day, nothing could stop me from doing it. See, he says, when it comes to our avodas Hashem, so a person who truly has avas Hashem, a true love, ultimately, again, I'm not going to exempt myself from doing something unless, of course, there's an dramatically extenuating circumstance, because I don't want to get out of it. I don't want to be exempted from it. I'm not looking for a loophole or for an out. I don't need anyone to appease me or to entice me to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ela adarabba, libo yasyehu v'yirisehu eleha, rather, again, from my heart compels me and propels me to go ahead and serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Of course, sometimes there are circumstances that may get in the way, that may prevent me from doing so, but those circumstances would have to be quite dramatic to get between me and my Creator. Hine zosu amida hanechmedes asher alaha zachu HaChasidim harishonim kidoshei elyon ukemamar David HaMelech alav hashalom kayal ta'arog al afiki mayim Kein nafshi tarog elecha elokim. Sama nafshi lelokim lekelchai masai avo. Va'omar, he quotes a couple of psukim. If you skip down a little bit, he says, Kolzemi tokef hatashuka shay mishtakik lo yisbarach. So he's describing over here, again, this incredible sense of love. Love, which is not unique to Avas Hashem. He's describing what love is, right? Love represents an incredible, overwhelming sense of passionate connection to someone or to something that makes you want to be close and a part of that other thing. So if I love another person, that love truly manifests itself in a desire to want to be close to that person, to want to be near that person, to want to give to that person. Avas Hashem, Allah HaKadosh Baruch Hu, manifests itself again in an unquenchable desire to be close to serve, and to connect with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We skip down a few lines to the bottom of page Kuf Tzadik Vav. V'hinei zos vadai, she'ava zos, tzarech shelo tieh ava hataluya b'davar. So we'll say here the Ramchal begins to talk about something that is really incredibly profound. We'll at least begin it today. He says, but it's important that this love be a true love, and not what we call an ava hataluya b'davar. Ava hataluya b'davar literally means a love that is dependent on something, conditional love. So a lot of times in life, there's a lot of love that we encounter as conditional love. I love you if you do the following, if you provide the following. Now, sometimes the amazing part is that expectation may not even be articulated, but yet ultimately, again, people walk around with that in their subconscious. I love you if. I love you if. I love you if you do this, 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 and this. If you fulfill those conditions, I love you. If you don't, I don't love you. That's what's called ava hataluya b'davar, a love that is conditional or dependent on something. So the Ramchal comes along and he says, we should just make sure that at the end of the day, that ultimately, again, we should not go ahead and have an ava taliya b'davar. We should make sure that the love that we have for HaKadosh Baruch Hu is unconditional. Shelo tieh ava taliya b'davar, page Kuf Tzadik Zayin, dahainu, sheyaves habori yisbarach al shemeitiv elav, uma'ashiro, umatzliach oso. So a person shouldn't have a love for HaKadosh Baruch Hu that is dependent ultimately, again, on God giving me wealth, God making me successful. Ella Ke'avas haben la'aviv. Rather, the love that I have for HaKadosh Baruch Hu should be like the love that a son has for his father. Shehi ava tivis mamish. A natural, inherent, innate love. Shetiva machricho v'kofei halazeh. That ultimately, again, the natural disposition of a son is to love a father. Now, that doesn't mean that every son loves his father. Stuff happens in life. But there's a natural, innate love that exists there. Kimamar akasov hala uavicha kanecha. He is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He is your father, the one who created you, the one who acquired you. So we'll say, so this is an incredible idea. And I would say that this is probably one of the greatest challenges in our relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, about the avoidance of the creation of a utilitarian relationship with God. One that says, I love you if you give me, or I appreciate you. But you see this, unfortunately, all of the time when people encounter a crisis of faith, when God doesn't give them what they want, right? Or life doesn't go as I want. Well, if I encounter a crisis of faith because God doesn't give me what I want, what that shows me is the love that I have for Him is an ava taluya b'davar. It's a love that is then dependent and conditional. A love that is unconditional, a love that is independent of anything or blessing. That's a love ultimately, again, that is there no matter what the circumstances in life. The goal is to create that type of unconditional ava she'inu taluya b'davar for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So we have to stop over here. We're going to pick up with this concept, which is a very important one in Eretz Hashem tomorrow.